My name is Gaston and this is my wife, Emily. We have been parishioners here at St. Joe's for almost 7 years. Currently, I serve on the Pastoral Council, I'm a board member of Seton Catholic, and I run a financial planning firm here in Vancouver.
Alongside Gaston, I serve on the Advancement in Stewardship Commission, and I run a marriage and family counseling practice here in the area. We were asked to speak today to share with you a little bit about our story and how we adopted giving as a lifestyle.
Emily and I have been together for 11 years now. During the start of our relationship, it was clear that God blessed us with similar gifts. Now hold on, I know what you're probably thinking. 11 years ago, what were you, 12 years old? It's okay, we hear that all the time. I like to say that we're soaking in the power and beauty of our youth. That being said, I'm closer to 30 than I am 17, and less than a year ago, we got carded for buying tickets at the movie theater. Aside from the fountain of youth, God has blessed us with a sense of drive, intention, and ambition. And like many families, our household is busy. Emily and I both run our own businesses, and this year we welcomed our first child, Lucia.
As God often works, it wasn't until some major life events occurred that led us to recognize that intention in our spiritual life was really lacking. In many ways, we were simply going through the motions. Gaston and I both grew up as cradle Catholics, so engaging in the basic Catholic protocol was relatively easy. We would go to church on Sunday, give the $5 we had in our wallet, say hi to a couple people, and go about the rest of the week.
During our final year of college at New Mexico State, we encountered some real adversity that ultimately changed the course of our lives. Within a one-week span, Emily's father was rushed to the hospital for an emergency heart surgery, and my brother was admitted into a psychiatric hospital for a mental health episode.
In the midst of what was supposed to be a happy time, graduating from college, moving back to Washington, and getting started with our lives, we both felt an inherent emptiness. With such hurt and pain happening in both of our families, our support system was struggling. I remember sitting together and feeling so awful because I could not adequately support Gaston in his pain due to having so much of my own. Looking back, it was clear this was God's gentle nudge to come toward him. It was an invitation to rely on his support.
After a long conversation about the state of our faith, we made a conscious decision to stop being so passive in our spiritual lives. We decided to wholeheartedly invest in our faith and to focus our strengths toward actively engaging in our religious life. This started with being intentional about the church we were attending. Instead of looking for convenient mass times or a church close to home, we looked for a church and community where we felt truly nourished.
Some of this nourishment came in the form of compassionate spiritual direction, lifelong friendships, and community support provided from our church in times of need. The desire to invest in our spiritual life continued to grow, and we felt called to give back to God through the community who so graciously lifted us up.
This is when we started taking on giving as a lifestyle by devoting our time, our skill sets, and our finances to supporting the church that we love. We added making a financial commitment to St. Joe's into our monthly budget, and we made a commitment to review and increase the amount of money we give each year to the church. As someone who manages and advises people on where to put their money, I knew that unless our family made a planned and proportionate gift each month, it would not be nearly as impactful or meaningful. For us, online giving helped us stay consistent with our goals.
As we look back now and reflect on our personal journey, we realize that it was ultimately our decision to become engaged with the church that began this process of giving back. God has blessed our family beyond measure. This inspires us to come closer, become more intentional, and continue to grow through giving. So now we want to ask you, what would happen if each of us made giving the foundation of our life? How would we, our families, and our world look different? Together, we make up the church, you and me, your family and my family.
When we come together and unite as a church, we have the ability to enact real change. Change through action, change in our lives, change in the lives of the clergy, and change in the lives of the broader community we live in. Change starts here, in our own homes, through our efforts. I want to end on this beautiful poem by Reverend Peter Reibel. We build on foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves by fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. We profit from persons we did not know. This is as it should be. Together, we are more than any one person could be. Together, we can build across the generations. Together, we can renew our hope and faith in the life that is yet to unfold. Together, we can heed the call to a ministry of care and justice. We are ever bound in community. May it always be so. Thank you.